Bim, 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 bim. Well, here we go. I think we are going to flip on the office light because it is dark in here. That's better. You can actually see me. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry for the messy office, home office. It's kind of a disaster. And there's dogs. Well, somebody's here already. So I'm going, let me get ready here for all the stuff we're going to do, right, Goosey? And I'm going to apologize in advance for the messy office because, can you guys, I hope you can hear me. Here, hold on a second. Let's see here. Make sure I can actually hear myself. This will be interesting. Make sure I can actually hear myself. This will be interesting. Oh, yeah. Make sure I can actually hear myself. This will be interesting. Oh, yeah. Make sure I can actually hear myself. This will be interesting. Oh, yeah. Make sure I can actually hear myself. This will be interesting. I myself on a loop. All right, it's almost 6. What is going on? Tonight we're gonna have some fun. I haven't done one of these since I realized since July, and you can tell it's not baseball season because my hat is just. I had to grab one. Get the hair. You can tell it's been a minute since I've had a haircut. So anyway, let's see who is. I don't have access to this feature. Okay, thank you, YouTube. Well, I'll give it a minute or two and get ready. Pour some whiskey. That's my favorite thing to do. It's part of what we're going to do tonight. We're going to have a little blind taste test. We got this glass already filled from downstairs. It's Wild Turkey 8 year. And then we're going to have a, don't spill it on yourself, Ben. This is, I want to make sure they're about the same fill. This is very dusty. You can tell I don't get this that much. This is this Jimmy Russell 70th anniversary, Wild Turkey 70th anniversary bottle that came out last year. I only have 2. So you can see I don't drink it much. Mainly stays around. And then, I realized I haven't actually opened this up since, I think I had it one other time, once or twice, but I haven't drank much of this. This is a 12-year Wild Turkey 101. So basically, we're going to have fun tonight. We're going to talk about gear, talk about all this stuff. I got some preview stuff to show you guys, and we're going to talk about stuff I got coming up. Gosh, this one makes me nervous. It's an expensive bottle of whiskey, especially this one because this is an export one. Stop shaking. By the way, if you guys, I think people have pointed out my shaky hands in my videos. I can assure you, I really hope I poured those into the right glasses, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to pick them out. I can assure you everything's fine. I've always had shaky hands. It's some sort of nervous thing. Not like I'm nervous, but it's like a nerves. So, all right, we'll get those. Now to do boy, I can already see a difference. That's crazy. All right. Welcome to BarnYard Outdoors, the January live stream. I'm so excited to see all of you guys. We'll share stuff with you. We're going to talk. I want your questions. I want to be interactive. I'm going to talk about the stuff I have coming up, the events. Shane Coffey's here. Well, I'll be. Now I'm happy. My boy Shane Coffey's here. Boy, I was just going to talk about the events I got coming up that I'm really excited for. Just everything. I'm kind of stoked for this year because like that first year on YouTube is just kind of figuring out what you want to do and figuring out what works, what doesn't, and then kind of going from there, And I apologize for the terrible video quality because I'm still using my Logitech webcam instead of one of my GoPro or my DJI because I was too busy today. I didn't have time, and so I'm just plugged into my work setup again. And by the way, I'm going to apologize for my messy office because I'm kind of half in the process of moving upstairs. I got to get it done. So maybe I'll get that done this weekend. But for now, I'm still down here in my hole in the basement. But boy, oh boy, guys, am I excited. And the first thing is, and I know there's only a couple of you on here right now, but I got to thank all of you. This year's been wild. It's been really wild getting on the YouTubes, and I'm going to try to do these every month. I was thinking of maybe trying to. I have to see what cell service looks like this year down at the Bushcraft Show. It usually isn't the greatest down in the Ozarks, but I was thinking about doing a live from there. We talked about doing it last year. I think it would be kind of fun. It depends on the weather and cell service, or if somebody has Starlink that they want to donate. That would be awesome. But so we're going to do some mail call. I got new stuff that just came in. And then I'm going to try not to spill these. I don't even know which ones which. I have these 3 little 1 ounce. These are like a 2 ounce mini Glencairn. And I have 3 different Wild Turkey 101s in there. I have the Wild Turkey 101 8-year, Wild Turkey 101, the Jimmy Russell's 70th anniversary, and then Wild Turkey 101 12-year. And I'm sitting here mixing them. I have no freaking clue which one's which now. It's going to be funny. I want to see if I can tell the difference. I don't think I'm going to be able to tell the difference between the 8 and the 70th, but I hope I can pick especially for what I hope I can pick that one out. We're just going to have a good time. So, and if you're wondering why I'm not having beer, I think that's the biggest news is I pretty much gave up beer for this coming year. I've back on keto. If you've ever done a keto diet, it's like my favorite. It's most of the time how I eat meats and veggies and cheese. I know the cheese sometimes that's whatever, and some nuts here and there, almonds. I mean, it's perfect for me. So as part of that, I had to do a little self-introspection and go, I gotta give up the beer. So for this year, I'm giving up everything but Michelob Ultra and Coors Light, with an asterisk on the Coors Light only when I go out to the tavern with some friends and we get wings. I have to. I don't know what it is. It's am I the only one? Coors Light and wings. It's like it's like it was made. It was given to us by God. He came down and he came to Denver and he's like, "Thou shalt have Coors Light and thou shalt have wings." And I'm sure, hopefully, Father's not watching this because I'll be in confession on Saturday. Sorry. But I tell you what, I want to show you guys, like you early guys that are here first. I want to show you guys something cool. And I've only shown this to my friends. So my son gets me a Christmas present and it's something wrapped up. And I'm thinking, did he get me another one of the, because, I got my Ozzie Smith 80s vintage Sports Illustrated poster. I'm like, did he give me another one of those? Are you going to find something like that? No, check this out. Check this out. I love this. Like, look at that. The kid made this. I'm sure he used the AIs or some, but look at this. And this is gonna be in my background when I move my office upstairs, but this will be my background for live streams and for work calls. Yeah, it's hard to kind of figure out. Yeah, it's good. He went and watched some of my videos. He took screenshots. So he's got, the Big Ben's Outdoors logo, got K-bars. My boy knows me. He knows his dad likes his K-bars. Yeah, thanks, Bluefin. I love it. This is one of the. People hate getting me gifts because I buy. Look at my RC cars. Okay, seriously, those are 3 of the 20. But this is what I love. When somebody does, he got this for me. Isn't this sweet? So it's got Big Ben's Outdoors and it's got I know that kid he's a great kid. My son is going to turn 18 in April. He's going to the University of Nebraska this fall. He actually graduated early, so he's out of school right now. So he's having a good time working. But yeah, it's got me and Goose, my gazelle. I just a campfire. I mean, he actually went and watched stuff, and I'm like, "You watched your dad's YouTube?" And he's like, "Well, a couple." Anyway, so that's the first thing I wanted to show you guys. This has just been such a crazy thing, and I'm thinking about I got to get the file from him. I'm thinking about doing more with this. You know, Google Chrome, I don't want the AIs turned on. No Gemini. I don't care. I'm not a Gemini. But yeah, my kid got me that for Christmas. That's my oldest son, Nicholas. And he's kind of, sort of, I think he's kind of a side character. And if you'll never see her in another video, but you can kind of see here. There's the old lady, our Aussie Daffy. She's an old girl. She's hanging out with me. She always likes to hang out. I got all 3 dogs. I got her there. Goose, I think. Is that you? That's Goose. Maybe not. I don't know. Goose is over here. Bronco's over here. Thou shalt have. Oh, Mark is bad. Speaking of whiskey and gifts, I know about 1,200 of you saw it, and I couldn't even bring. I'm still at a loss for words. I have a group of guys that the 402 Whiskey Crew. I know some of you might be watching. We had a gathering this Saturday, and I almost didn't go because I've had stuff going on. I literally have had something going on every weekend since Thanksgiving. So I was like, man, I am just beat. I just want to stay home. And it was cold. And so they talked me into going. And I went there, and at one point they said, come out here in the living room. I'm like, oh no. Where do we have like a shot contest or, beer drinking contest or something? And those guys went in together. The 30 of them went in together, and they got me a bottle of Wild Turkey 101. Because I was saying when I hit 5,000 subscribers, when I crack a special bottle, because when I hit 1,000, I bought this before and I cracked this at 1,000 Wild Turkey 12. But I had said, I want to go in and I want to go get a bottle of Wild Turkey 101 from 1995, which is when I graduated high school, which is both expensive and difficult. So I kind of figured by then I'd have enough ad revenue stocked away, a little bit of extra money stocked away during the spring and the summer that I could swing it. And so I was like, I kind of said that to them, and I kept asking about it. And it was funny because I kept getting non-answers. I was like, okay, whatever. Well, those guys all went together and they bought me, and you'll have to see the short. It's not down here with me. I almost brought the bottle down here. I'm so nervous to touch it. It's like one of my prized possessions. But they walked over and they handed me, Jonesy handed me a bottle of Wild Turkey 101 from an 8-year Wild Turkey 101 from 1995. And I still at this time am just, I still don't have words. I mean, that was one of the greatest gifts I've ever received. And it's literally, it was initially in my my safe down here, my safe that has other things that would protect it. But I moved it upstairs because I wanted to look at it. So it's in my one of my whiskey cabinets on top of my fridge. So when I go up and get water, I can open it up and look at it. It's beautiful. And the craziest thing about it is I didn't discover till later is it was bottled. There's a timestamp on the the printed timestamp on the wrapper around the stopper, and it's 1/19 of 1995, which was 10 days after my 18th birthday. So not only did these guys do that, but they got it. Somehow they found one from 18 days after from 10 days after my 18th birthday. It's just the craziest thing. I'm still kind of in shock. And they also went in. If that wasn't enough, they also got me a Distiller's Experimental little bottle of Holiday. Wild Turkey 101 and Holiday are probably my top. I would say my top 2 favorite distilleries. If you had to, I mean, they definitely are. Number 3 right there is Jack Daniel's. They've been producing old number 7, but then you got all those wonderful things that they've been producing lately. The single barrels, the barrel proof ryes. Oh gosh, I love the barrel proof rye. Some of that stuff. But yeah, if all you guys watch it, I still I'm getting funny. I started getting a little choked up there. It was a very nice gift. It was they were surprised I didn't cry. I was too in shock. I still was. That was the first thing my fiance told me when I told her the story. She's like, "Did you cry?" I'm like, "Why does everybody keep saying that?" So that's what's fun. And I'm sitting here. I just keep moving these Glens around. These many Glens of I can tell from looks which one is the 12, so I'm gonna have to, because it's definitely darker. But yeah, thank you guys. I wanted to bring it down, but I was too nervous. I was bringing too much stuff downstairs already, and I was running late, of course, today. I got, work was busy as heck. So I wanted to bring it down to show everybody on stream, but it'll be on the next couple live streams when I move back upstairs, my office upstairs. We'll definitely be showing off that bottle. But I have to get to 5,000, so I have a lot of work to do, and I have a lot of videos coming out. And I have a lot of, I don't want Windows backup. Why are you doing this to me? I have a lot of stuff planned. One of the biggest things I'm excited for, and that's coming up in February 20th, the weekend of February 20th to the 22nd. It's a Midwest Bushcraft show down in winter camp down in the Ozarks, and this will be my third year, and I absolutely love it. It's great times, even greater people, just fantastic group of guys and gals that get on there. And Shane and Jason put on such a good event every year, and I'm just so excited about that. So I'll be camping for, I'll go down on Friday and come home on Sunday, and it's about a 4-hour drive. So I'm probably going to leave mid-morning on Friday. I'm going to leave a little later because of old lady. She's been, I can't, but old doggy. She's been having some issues with her falling down and stuff. She's 14 years old, so I'm kind of trying to limit the amount of time that somebody's not home with her. So, and Goose is going with me. So if you're going, it's good, man, guys. I wish you could make the show too, Herbert T Outdoors. I wish you could. So if any of you are going to be able to have that weekend free, MidwestBushcraftShow.com, I think. Yeah, heck yeah, Shane. It's gonna be such a good time. Always a good time. Midwest Bushcraft. Shane can put the website in the chat, but just Google Midwest Bushcraft Show, and the tickets are cheap. I mean, you get a whole weekend of camping. I think it's like $25. I don't know. It's cheap. It's a great time, great people, and I've won back. The first year I won that the Centerline Systems Mother Canteen Carrier. So that. Well, good evening, Ellen Station. Nice to see you again. I won that, and then I don't remember what I won last winter. I won something, and then the summer camp this year, I didn't stay overnight because it was hot, and there was not a video from there because it's kind of just a day trip, and I just decided I didn't want to record, but it was hot. But I also won I can't remember. A compass that you haven't seen yet. That'll be in a kit video coming up, and I won a shoot. What was it? I won a pouch that you'll see. It's How Awesome Gear pouch. So it's a great event, great people. There's a group that has a bourbon bar they've now set up every year, and I'm going to be taking a few bottles down with. If you are a subscriber, if you do go, come hit me up, because I'm going to bring something special with. If anybody comes up and says, you're a Big Ben's Outdoors subscriber, that I'll pour you something from. I'm going to be at the Purple Rain Gang meetup with 3 of the guys who met that were at last year's Midwest Bushcraft Show. Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm hoping to get out some more. So I'm going to do the Midwest Bushcraft Show. That's going to be in February. And then the KT Outdoors Gathering, I think it's in the spring sometime. I'm going to be doing those 2 this year for sure. So there's going to be videos for both of those. There'll be camping videos for both of those. And I'm really excited about both. I probably will start shooting some video on what I'm going to be taking, because I do have to start packing, because I've been trying to reduce the amount of stuff I take camping. I don't know about you guys, but I always take so much crap with me, and I end up using half of it, if that. So my goal this year is only to, I filled the bed of my pickup truck up for 2 nights. My goal this year is I kind of have it down, because we talked about it this spring when we were at the March camp out. Shane kind of mentioned it, that he was working on trimming it down. So I'm kind of trimming it down to see how low I can go. Imagine you take more. I finally hit the point where I was like, I just take too much. Like when I went out, I was gonna camp. When I went out on one of my trips out west, and my bed was full, and my back seat area was basically full too. Goose was sleeping on top of what was going to be my sleep system when we were out driving. It was just, yeah. Newfoundland, Canada, sweet. I have somebody from Newfoundland, Canada. I'd love to go up there. I love Canada. I love up north. I want to. That's and leading to places I want to go this year. I want to hopefully get to our yearly fishing trip that we do in July at Leech Lake, Minnesota. So way up north there. And I would like to, when I get up there, I would like to go back to Voyageurs National Park. I want to go back there because Voyageurs is such a cool park, which is held for review. I feel the back of a Honda. Yeah, sounds like me, man. I feel the bed of an F. I've been filling the bed of an F-150 in the back. I'm gonna try. Goose is coming with. It's gonna make it a little harder because I have to take more stuff with him, and that's weather dependent. If it's as cold as it was last year, he won't come. But I have a feeling it's gonna be nice and mild. But we'll probably. I say all this, I'll probably fill the truck up. But I'm gonna try to do something on that to share what I take camping, just to give you guys some ideas on what I've gone down to. But yeah, those are the kind of the trips I have planned, and then I'm gonna go back and start doing some more state parks, but I'm gonna do them completely different. Because I decided that I didn't like the just driving through them. So when I start doing them, we might only do 1 or 2 a month. Packing a cooler, Shane, that is impressive. I'm shooting for, I'm going to go back to camping. What I'm shooting for this year for the Bushcraft show is I'm shooting for my canteen and water bags because I'm going to take both. I'm shooting for my haversack. And then I'm shooting for 1 bag, and then tent, sleep system, probably diesel heater, probably battery generator. I'm shooting for everything in 1 bag. So we're going to see how this goes. Now that bag might end up being a big duffel bag, but it still counts. It's better than before because I get pretty wet. So that's it. Speaking of multiple types of shelter, we're going to get into that. I can appreciate that. I've been so stuck on the Gazelle. I need to take it to it too. I think I probably will take it to it. I was just thinking in my head, like a Coffey, whatever. We will see. I will see how low I get it down. But yeah, I do hope the weather's decent too. Last year was really cold. Which it was okay, but man, you'd spend most of the time just trying to stay warm. So that is the plan for that. And then, like I said, I want to get up to Voyageurs National Park. I want to go back out to state parks. And for those, that's why I'm practicing with the Bushcraft show. And so I want to get a light loadout so that I can, because this year with extra expenses that have come up and going to be selling my house soon, I can't really afford to stay in hotels when I do state park trips, and I want to camp. So, and when I do state park trips, I'm probably only going to do like 1 or 2 a month because I want to kind of do them completely different. I want to walk around. I'm working on trying to find a contact at Game and Parks. If any of you know a contact or watch this, I know there's not a ton of you watching right now, but if anybody watching this has a contact at Nebraska Game and Parks, so I can get permission to fly a drone because I want to do a way better job with some of these parks because that was my only regret. Those park trips is most of them I just didn't spend enough time at. But I was taking a hammock in a tent. You know what? I like that. I was taking a hammock in a tent. That would be a perfect. Like if I was when I get less big, I think that's probably what I'll do. And my back, and that's only variable. So I have a bad back. I think I mentioned before. Shout out to Outlaw Camper. Tell your friends, tell your enemies. All right. First thing we're going to do before we get in the mail call, so we're going to have some fun. We're going to try some whiskey. So I got them all 3 lined up here in front of my monitor. And I'm going to try to see, I'm going to rank them 1 to 3 because I don't think I might be able to tell which one's the 12-year, but I don't think so. So we're going to rank them 1 to 3. I'm going to go left to right. So first, with a hot tent and stove. Oh, cool. Herbert, I would love to know what you think about that, because I know my good buddy Chris, BarnYard Outdoors, he swears he's had diesel heater, he's had everything I've had, and he swears by the hot tent. Me, I'm just accident prone, so I don't want to end up in the burn unit. And the diesel heaters work really well, but I really love, like, when I go. They were out camping 2 weeks ago, and I went and hung out, and it was nice to sit in the vestibule of his tent when he had his fire chuchin, and it was great. All right. So before we get into mail call, which I got some cool stuff that I've bought, and we're going to get into why I say bought and not sponsored. Let's try some whiskey. So, ooh, smells like wild turkey. So it really is something we could. Yeah, man. It was cold 2 weeks ago. Ooh, that's good. All right, so that's sample number one. Sample number two. I think that's Wild Turkey 12. I think the first one I took was Wild Turkey 12 because that's got a little age on it. It's got a little oak. I don't think I'm going to be able to tell the difference between these two, but we'll see. Yeah, that one's younger. And what's interesting is I didn't do it like a blind tasting. Like I almost got I have a rare breed non-chill filter export bottle. I got some other bottles. I just wanted to do 101 because they're all same proof. Like you can pick up a higher proof usually. We had a higher proof the other weekend that we didn't realize was higher proof. And Shane, by the way, we did some damage to that. It's definitely younger. That's a lot younger. It's definitely Wild Turkey. It's really good. Second one might be the 70th. I don't know. All right, third one. And by the way, the only way I know is on the bottom of these, on Sharpie, I just lightly put it so I can't even see. So we're going to see what this one is. Gosh, that's way similar to that. I'm whiskey snobbing it, and you know what? I don't care. By the way, however you enjoy whiskey, enjoy it. But you know what? I've always said, we were just having this discussion in our whiskey group, that the best whiskeys I've ever drinking have been with friends. They always taste better when the boys are around. You know what I mean? Or when the ladies are around. Like it's just for some reason it just tastes better. Just how how on a hot summer day, how a cold beer tastes better when you're sharing it with a buddy. It's just the darndest. Yeah, I'll get into it in a second, but that is Wild Turkey 8. It's a little less refined. That is 100% Wild Turkey 8. So that's sample number 3. So I'm actually putting them in order here in front of me. And here my hands are up. I'm going to say, here's one. I'll tell you right now in my preference, I'm going to go through them again. So we're going to try that. We're going to try them back to back again. Here, let me do this. And yeah, so for you joining late, I'm not having any beer because I gave it up because I'm doing keto. And you know what? It's going really well. I feel really good. Like I have awful knees. I have terrible arthritis. And it has been a lot better the past couple of weeks since I've been doing keto. And you know what? For me, it's easy because if I had to do a diet where I couldn't have red meat, see, that's the reason. The only reason I won't do. I was having a conversation with somebody at our whiskey gathering that I can't do carnivore because I like veggies too much. I freaking love veggies. I just. Hi, Randy. Randy wasn't invited because he steals everybody's drinks. But yeah, I love veggies, or else I do carnivore. That would be so easy. If I had to do a diet without meat, I think I'd probably die. I would wither up and die. It would be over. I couldn't be a vegetarian. Oh yeah, this is 100%. This first one is great Randini. You guys can probably see what it is. God, that's got to be Wild Turkey 12. gonna be 12. Let's see, if I'm wrong, I'm gonna feel so stupid. This is definitely younger. Not as oaky. Ooh, boy, that's good. I'm gonna for now that I have those in here. They're left, right. That's first place. That's second place. I'm gonna try this one. That's Wild Turkey 8. I can tell right now that's Wild Turkey 8, which means I'm putting them in order of preference, by the way. That one is by far the first one I tried, by far the best one. The second one, second place, real good. Third one, third place. Also delicious, just the other two are better. And we don't really, I don't think Wild Turkey, and by the way, what I'm trying is the first bottle is Wild Turkey 8, which should be a shelfer. You should be able to get it everywhere, but apparently not. Wild Turkey, 70 years, the 70 Jimmy Russell's 70th anniversary. If you don't know who Jimmy Russell is, he's a legend. He is Wild Turkey's master distiller, and he has produced some of the best whiskey on the planet. Some of my favorite whiskey on the planet. But Randy, who does not like Wild Turkey 101, had this and had to say, I can't have any more. I have to drive home. Get that away from me because it's so good. And he tried this and he tried the Wild Turkey 8. He said that. So that tells you how good it is. So all three of them are Wild Turkey 101. Two of them are aged 8 years. One of them is aged 12. So I'm going to do one more pass, but I like whiskey, guys. I mean, I just really do. You can see I have a shelf behind me. I don't know if I can move out far enough, but there's a lot of whiskey on the shelf and a lot of candles because Ben may or may not have ordered. Wait, there's a whole story behind why there's so many dang candles in this. That we're just not going to talk about it. We're just nope. All right, one more pass. We're going to try this one. I'm going to try to align it when I drink it, so I'm not going to look at the screen so you guys can see if I'm right. Boy, that smells good. Yeah, I stand with that. That's got to be a Wild Turkey 12 year. All right, second one. Yeah, this one's a little bit with age. Whiskeys take on more oak. They get a little more. God, that's good too, man. I don't know. That's tough. That's number 2. I'll stay on my second place. This one. That's gotta be Wild Turkey 8. All right, we're gonna find out. So left to right, my 3 in order, and I'm gonna show them to you before I see. What does that say? Can you read that? I can. All right, I'm gonna look at it. Oh yeah, it's really. I was right. There's a 12. That's Wild Turkey 12 here, which means there's 2 that are marked and 1 that's unmarked. And by the way, if you look at like when I was drinking, I could not see. I can barely see now. I have very lightly marked. It means this one is. Yeah, that's 70th right there. Wild Turkey 70th. And this is 101 8 year. So there you go. Big Ben's instant whiskey review. Wild Turkey 101 12 year is delicious. In other news, water is wet. Sky is blue. Ice is cold. If you can find a bottle of this still, Wild Turkey 70th, and you don't drink whiskey, let me know. I'll buy it from maybe in a month. I've been kind of on a spree lately. We got to stop with that. So there's the whiskey tasting part. Man, that's good. I got to hide that bottle for myself. I really can't wait to try that Wild Turkey 101 from 1995 that the boys got me because, oh gosh, you guys, it looks so freaking good. So my last video, so jumping into mail call stuff. So my last video, a bunch of people there was like 2 guys that commented and said, check out the BP. Well, there was 2 knives that were mentioned. The BPS Adventurer was 2 people who said that, the knife with a ferro rod. And then another said the Mora Garberg. So I went ahead and I did order the BPS Adventurer. And it got here Tuesday. And Goose customized it. It has a nice leather sheath. So this is a nice bushcraft knife. It's a stainless steel. It is carbon steel. I'm sorry, carbon steel, Maine, Ukraine, full tang knife, nice walnut handles. I love this freaking knife. And I went to the tavern for trivia night on. No, I must have got Monday. I went to the tavern for trivia night, and I got home, and Goose was not on something. That was a really nice leather sheath too. I can't believe it. It's only a $40 knife on Amazon, but it's like it's actual like that's coming from Ukraine. So is it steer leather or is it Russian leather or whatever? Anyway, you'll see that it also has a nice holder for a ferro rod, which I've sat here doing this, trying to get that ferro rod to move, and it doesn't. But it's got a nice size ferro rod, and it's $40. So this might have become one of my favorite new knives. By the way, it did stain a little bit where Goose's drill got it. Thanks, bud. So there'll be a video on this coming up, but I'm going to try making a fire with it. I haven't really used the ferro rod yet because it's been inside. But yeah, when you have a Goose, don't leave your knives out because apparently he likes to gnaw on the sheath. But it's a nice sheath. But there'll be a video coming up in a couple of weeks on this. This thing's really nice. I'm going to use it outside a bit. I'll take it with me. I really like the sheath. Thankfully, they sell other ones. They sell sheaths for them, like $16. So I got to order that. No treats for you for like a week, Goose. So winter and my throat is dry. Another thing that came in the mail. So, by the way, that Maura Garberg, I'm going to be ordering that from Get Real Survival. He sent me the other Maura, so I'm going to order it from him. And that I'm excited to try out too. So this is something that a couple people have requested in the survival kit reviews to say, do one on this. The survival kit can from Coughlins. This just came. This one's going to be interesting. If somehow they got everything in there, it is rough. If somehow they got everything in there that it says on here, I'm going to be pretty interested. This will be coming up in a couple weeks. I'm going to go probably record the video this weekend or next weekend. By the way, if you noticed, I didn't do a video this week. This is the only one because it has been cold and snowy here, and I've had no motivation to go outside until I started going nuts, and that was yesterday, and now it's colder, and yeah, put it in a safe place for you. Thanks, Randy. I've had no. It sucks. I need to get out to a park. I'm going to do that this weekend because I'm starting to get a little cabin fever because I've said it before, but I work from home, so this is. So I think I've been busy with other stuff, so it's been really cold here, and it's not just cold, but it'll get windy, and that's a pain in the behind to record a video on, especially something I'm doing. So stuff I got coming, by the way, and I didn't bring it inside. Speaking of John with Get Real Survival, I'm going to do. He talked to me on the phone. We talked, and he sent me a couple different survival saws because I think he must have saw my video on that piece of junk, awful, terrible, no good Pathfinder saw. And he said you know how I feel about the survival saws if you see the survival kit videos. But he said he got a new one in that I don't remember what it's there in my truck because it's ready to go for a video. I'm going to do kind of a sawpalooza, compare survival saws, and go out and use them this weekend and see which one's easiest to do. The two of them are chainsaws, and then two of them are the wire saws that he thought would work a little better. So we're going to try them out. So I appreciate him sending them. And that is the only sponsored I have because I don't know. Some of you, maybe all you guys watched, but I'm pretty done with a lot of the sponsor stuff. I decided that my YouTube ad revenue, the money that YouTube now gives me for putting ads on, whatever, that is enough that it should be able to fund me buying stuff. And so I don't really want to work with a lot. I'll continue working with John with Get Real Survival is fantastic. He's been great. The K-Pack survival guy, Kelly, he's got a new product coming. I wish I remember what he said he was going to send me. Survival cards. He's got a cool take on survival cards, and that's actually I'm actually excited to see what he does. He must have got like a laser engraver or something because cool stuff. I'm really excited to see him. Yeah, I would kill for the humidity right now, by the way. My throat has just been, sounds like I smoked 100 cigarettes, but I haven't had one in years. So I'm going to continue just with those two. And then Woobin, they've been great to work with for lights. I'll keep working with them. And any company that I worked with before, I probably will still. But man, I should show you guys some of the stuff that comes in. I've had this company hounding me, trying to send me a what was it, a prepper cell phone. It's like a $700 phone, and I was like, well, this might be kind of cool. Then I looked up how much the phone was. It was like a Google Pixel 7 or something. I'm like, is that new? I had no idea. I thought, well, maybe that's not a bad price because these stupid things cost so much. But it was like a $200 phone that they're charging $700 for to put. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that kind of stuff. So I've been largely ignoring stuff that comes in, favoring stuff that I buy or pick out or build to show you guys. And I want to do more just talking, kind of sharing stuff that I know. That was what this week's video was supposed to be. Because tomorrow, 1 year ago tomorrow, I drove down to Kansas. And speaking of Goose, I adopted him. We drove 4 hours each way to this wonderful little no-kill shelter in southeastern Kansas. And we adopted Goosey. Hey, Kevin, good to see you, man. Welcome to the party. But yeah, we drove down there because and I've told this story before, but my other black lab Gunner, who was the whole reason I started all this, the whole reason I started getting back outdoors. He passed away in September of 2024, and I gave it time. And when I was finally ready, I started looking at. I actually thought about buying a puppy because black labs are hard to find here to adopt. They're just there. You can find pit bulls, you can find all kinds of other breeds, but I like black labs, and I cannot lie. Your other brothers might deny. Anyway, there's enough of Ben's awful singing at times, but I love black labs, and so I started expanding my search area, and he came up, and it was quite a ways away. I thought, you know what? Just seeing him, he was so happy in the pictures. I'm like, oh, somebody's going to adopt that dog. And I kept saying that, and about a month went by, and I went, nobody's adopting this dog. I finally reached out, and it all worked out. Wonderful shelter down in Allen County, Kansas. So we drove 4 hours down there, and then it was, of course, the nervousness. I was the worst ball of nerves last year because, driving down there, then how's he going to do in the car on the way back? Dude, this dog, we were driving for 10 minutes, and he was passed out, like, because my center console in my truck flips up. It's the center seat. And he laid his head on my lap, and he was out within 10 minutes of leaving, and he just slept all the way back. So that was, and that's pretty much Goose, sleep and hugs. So aside from, so yeah, that was gonna be this week. I don't know. I'm gonna do more talking about, adventure dogs and, stuff, just different stuff, building out stuff instead of just reviewing stuff. Another thing, and I don't know if I can share my screen, but Gazelle came out with a new tent, a new version of the one I have, the T4. Let me see if I can find it. I will put it in the chat. It is the T4 Overland EXP. And they basically fixed almost everything that I had a little gripe about. Here, I'll put it down there in the chat. They fixed everything that I had a little gripe about with Gazelle tents and added some things I didn't think they would ever add. So it's basically a T4 with bigger doors, a little bit bigger doors, just bigger enough though from what I've seen in reviews, like the couple people that have had them. They also kind of redesigned the hub because the hubs are, you pull out and expand it and set the tent up. The hubs, they redesigned them so they're a little shorter, so it'll fit. Doesn't take as much length because like the Gazelle T4 as of right now, my truck, my F-150 has the 5.5 foot bed. It goes the entire length of the bed. That is how long it is when it's folded up. But apparently the new one's folded up a lot more. And then it includes pass-throughs for power hookups and a pass-through for your heater, like a heater or air conditioner hose. and bigger windows. And then you have the ability, and one thing that I really like that they did, you have the ability to zip up the top mesh at the top. We have the ability to zip that up so that you're not losing your heat through the top, which is, like this year when I go, if it's cold at the bushcraft show again this year, I'll probably take a mini tarp with to put over the top, because the rainfly does keep a lot of the heat in, but it does help, but it doesn't do whatever. So they've really done a lot. There's two problems with it. Number one, it's out of stock. Number two, the discounted price is $599. So I have the money stocked away for it. It just hasn't been in stock. I'm hoping I get a notification, because I have a notification set up. I'm hoping it comes in before the bushcraft show, but I don't have a lot of faith that it will. But that's a cool tent. It's gonna be. I can't wait. I keep looking at it here. They really did a lot of improvements with it. And $600 is a lot of money. But have y'all gotten a hotel room lately? Oof. That's like 3 nights or 4 at the most in a hotel. So, so that's planning on getting that, and we'll share that with you guys. But mainly, I've been going off of, if you ever want to see something or want to see me talk about something or see me want to go through something, a lot of my ideas lately, a lot of my stuff that I'm doing videos on are your requests. It's like Total Request Live. It's what I am. Just let me know if you want to see something, if you want me to buy something to review it within reason. My budget this year is a little limited, unfortunately, but I'll definitely do it. And I can't wait for the humidity to come back. Never did I think I would say that. But yeah, what do you guys like? If you're here and in the chat, what do you guys got planned? What do you got planned for the year? I'm just kind of looking through the chat, see if there's anything in there, if I've missed. Yeah, I love road trips, by the way. That's like my favorite thing to do. I don't think I could go on a plane. And by the way, if you're late, I did a blind whiskey tasting I got 3 little mini Glencairns, and I put in Wild Turkey 101 12-year, which is this gorgeous thing right here. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. It opens. Look at this. A felt lined box. They call this the coffin. I love it. I got to get another one. Wild Turkey 101 12-year, and then I did Wild Turkey 101 the 70th anniversary, Jimmy Russell 70th anniversary one. And then which is an 8-year aged Wild Turkey 101, and then the regular Wild Turkey 101 8-year, which some of you in your area might be on the shelf. By the way, if it is, I'm jealous because it's very good. But I did the blind tasting, and I put on the bottom of these Glencairns you can barely even see. I'm going to try to rotate it so you can see. Barely touched a Sharpie to the bottom and wrote what they were. And no shot. I picked them out in order. I just put them down in order what I thought. And the 12-year was number 1, 70th was number 2, and 8 was number 3. A very message retracted. I want to go camping in the woods with me, just pack in and pack out. Shane, I miss doing that, because Randy, I don't think we ever did. I did one of those with you, but we used to go when I first started as an adult camping. We would hike in and take whatever's with us on our back. And I remember when I got a Thermarest, how much of a game changer that was. But yeah, tent, everything on our back. And it's not in here, but my North Face Terra 35 pack, had that thing for probably 25 years. Everything in or strapped to that pack, and we would hike in and we'd set up, and then we'd hike out in the morning. And now, being older with bad joints, I just hope that I can get to the point where I can do that again, because man, it's really fun. It's really, really fun to do that. If you're thinking about doing it, you should. And even if you just go to and we just go to state parks. And Randy, I know that you went to the ITC one, and we just go hike into a state park and set up somewhere. And stay the night shenanigans and whatever. And even when it was super cold out, I think one of the funniest hikings we ever did was at Schramm Park here in Nebraska, between Lincoln and Omaha, and we hiked in, set up, and at night it was cold. It was really cold, so I just had a sleeping bag and a thermarest, and I was just laying there in my little Coleman tent, just shivering, just cold. But then I was going to get up and go by the fire because we had a fire going. I was going to get up and go warm up by the fire. But then I started hearing this. And I thought it sounded like an animal right next to my tent. And I'm like, what the? Like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, what the heck is in there? And I'm sitting there with my K-bar, just like, "Whoa." And finally I just said, I'm like, screwed, I'm jumping out. And I jumped out of my tent, and it was sleeting off the top of my tent. And I just started laughing. And my buddy Charles was also like right by me in his tent. He peeks his head out. He's like, what was it? And I told him, and he's like, okay, because I was sitting here with my cig just going, I thought it was a freaking animal. But that was some of the best some of the best camping, Shane, is just pack in and pack out. It's just, you really learn what you need. Making some Herbert's Tea Outdoors, making some gear, haversacks, bags for cooking gear, etc. That would be cool. I'd like to see that because I'm a recent convert to haversacks, and I love my haversack. I would like to see what you make. Actually, bags for cooking gear. That would really be cool. I've been kind of eyeing some of those kind of things. I want to do a video. I wanted to get my haversack all built out before I did of it and use it. And now I've kind of got a system in it where it just lives in my truck and goes with me everywhere. When I get out and go for a walk, it's on my shoulder. So you'll be seeing a video on that soon, but I would like to see what you make for a haversack because I'm looking for another one. I'm kind of one of those that I get something that's really quality and I'm just going to use the heck out of it. Find an HD sewing machine used. Yeah, I bet. But yeah, I want to see what you make. So when you do make one, comment on a video or something and link it. I'd love to see what you make because I'm all about the bags. I have a lot of packs. The door to my office, it doesn't shut all the way because it's got hangers on the back with packs on it. Quality tent will last a long time, or this tent's 40 years old. Absolutely. Bluefin Adventures, absolutely. I can agree more. The Gazelle I've had now, I bought that in early 2021 or 2022. It was one of the two. I think it was 2021. And I've had that out a lot, and it still looks like it's new. My son's had it out a couple times. In fact, I was hoping the new Gazelle would be in stock in time for the Bushcraft show so I could talk my son into coming in because he's like, well, maybe if I have my own diesel heater in the Gazelle. I'm like, oh, do you want me to just, I don't know, roll out the red carpet for you too, sir? But yeah, I agree with you. Good gear lasts forever, especially good tents. When you spend a lot on a tent, it's oldest tents for. I bet you, yeah, and I bet you it's still a great tent. Pack in and pack out. Let's see. It's hard to find an HD sewing machine used. I'm sure it was. Those things are not cheap. Oh, nice. I'm building my post-apocalyptic scavenger rig circa 1984. All Alice or older. Okay, that I want to see. I like vintage stuff. I'm starting to get into vintage stuff because, it brings back memories and the stuff worked. Like Colt 1911, 2 World Wars. I don't remember what I was telling somebody this weekend. I was saying, well, if your grandpa didn't use it, you wouldn't be here. The old gear still works. And I'd love to see that actually sounds really cool. Post-apocalyptic scavenger rig circa 1984. I really want to see that. That sounds cool. Let's see, Brand Big Spoon. It's Ellison M56. Nice. Oh, well, thanks, Shane. Yeah, I love the Gazelle. I can't say enough good about that dang tent. And it's so funny. I made that video on that tent and it did nothing for a while. And now I think that's one every day I'm getting it's one of the second or third most viewed video every single day consistently. It was a great investment. I lucked out. I got it when it was $200. It was under 200 maybe. They're up there now, but they're still worth it. I think the EXP is also worth it. They also, so the T4 Overland EXP, that's my next one I'm going to buy. They also came out with the Backcountry series, which are cool, but holy moly. The T5 is $929. I mean, it's 300D ripstop. I mean, it is just crazy cool. But I don't, yeah. You gave us several nice spots. Hey, you too, Herbert. Have fun. Have fun as well. Great to have you. And like I said, when you make those bags, drop a comment and make a video on them or something and share them. I want to see it. Indian Cave Indian Cave has a couple nice hiking spots. What was it? Oh, I've been there. Not Niobrara. Ponca. Ponca has a couple really cool hiking spots that I didn't get on video, but they're really cool. Ponca has a couple one, and that's funny because they have dedicated parking for them, and you can reserve them too. So, but they're really nice. Ponca does. Niobrara definitely has a couple. And who else? Here, I'm talking about Nebraska parks, but don't be afraid to do the walk-in unless you're old, fat, and bad knees like me. Then maybe be a little careful. But I'm hoping to do more camp cooking, if that's something you guys are interested in. Not at the Bushcraft Show, because that I'm just going to use my Honey's Kitchen stuff. By the way, if you haven't tried that, it's really good. But I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to be pretty picky about what I'm eating, and yeah. Let's see what else we got coming. I want to look at my calendar. I'm going to give you guys a preview of what I got going on, and I want requests too. So next week we see the saw comparison, Sawpalooza. Then the week after that will be that survival kit can, and then the adventure knife, and then Bushcraft Show videos. And I have, if you haven't been on Etsy, it ain't just for your wife or your lady. I have found so much cool stuff on frickin' Etsy. I just can't. It's crazy. If you guys do a hike and camp out this spring and you do it somewhere that has pull-up, yeah, see, that wouldn't be as fun. I did get some. You can't see them; they're behind my chair. I got some hiking poles too to help out with the knees. So I'm really excited to bring a wagon. Nice. Outlet. There you go. There you go. I need to get one. I prefer the Austrians. I like those a lot, but I need to get me a 1911. I got the bad knees. Yeah. These suck. So you leave all the fun toys at home. Randy, I would be, if you could do a hike in camp, I would be impressed, because if you don't know Randy sometimes takes a little too much stuff camping. See that with the straight face. Oh, hi, little girl. I didn't even see her sneak up beside me. I'd be interested to see what you guys do. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to do a hiking camp, it is fun. It's just really fun. And then again, forces you to, because you have to cut down your own wood. You have to, do all that stuff, because you can't really figure out how much water to carry. And that was always my problem, is how much water do I carry? Because I sweat like a butcher. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see what other stuff that I want to do this year. I just want to do a lot of different. Like, I don't want to do just, and the thing I realized with the sponsored stuff and I've said it in my update video, I'm never going to take money to do a video. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to do an ad read, because that's just a try. That's fine. If you do it, it's fine. Absolutely fine. I don't care. That's how you make your money. I just don't need to, and so I'm not going to. And I've kind of, aside from those I mentioned, I've kind of shied away from doing anything with free stuff now. I might change my tune if something really cool comes in. But yeah, I would like to. There's Eastern Oklahoma. Hey, that's awesome, man. Lynn Station just said he's driving through Eastern Oklahoma to visit his wife in med school, and youngest daughter just turned 21 for a family weekend. Awesome. that would, and it's so funny you mentioned that because I went down last night. I went down may or may not have went down a rabbit hole of Oklahoma rural properties because I thought to myself, like, that could be kind of cool. I'd be too far away from my friends, though, my kids. My youngest he'll turn 18 and he'll turn 18 in April. And yeah, and I'm starting to feel it. My eldest son, he'll turn 23 in May. And my eldest daughter, she turns 25. We just talk about a weird conversation. We just had to have the conversation about her falling off my health insurance next year because she's turning 25 here soon, and she'll turn 26. So open that can tonight. Okay, Randy. We know you're Randy. Um, man, that is really cool. Wife is in med school. Man, more power to her. I have mad respect for doctors, especially good. I got to go see my cardiologist. But by the way, man, that is one thing that changed my life last year. And part of the reason I'm doing these videos is I got a new cardiologist and he is amazing. He got me off of, because I'm very lucky to be 49 years old and fat and only on 2 medications every day. I'm on blood thinners because I got the Roners very early on in 2020. And I was one of those that got blessed with the deep vein thrombosis, the bad blood clots for the rest of my life. So I'm on, or the risk of them. So I'm on blood thinners the rest of my life. But I was on beta blockers for blood pressure. And if you guys, I'm just sharing this because if any of you are on beta blockers, please talk to your cardiologist, get off of them. I messed with my mood. It messed with, I couldn't lose weight on them. I just felt miserable. And I found this new cardiologist and I explained everything to him. And he said, no, I'm going to switch you to this, which is basically a pill it's like a basic thing that just reduces inflammation. And in the past year, I've felt it's been drastically better. Drastically better. So I'm very happy. I'm going to do a video about this. I saw an ad, by the way, and we're getting off topic, but maybe on topic a little bit. I saw an ad for one of those weight loss things where like this guy says, I can never lose, it's just a defeatist ad. They're like, but visit Eli Lilly and pay us $500 a month and put the shot in your belly. I tried that. In full disclosure, I tried that last year for a couple months. And then when insurance stopped covering it after basically 3 months, I lost 40 pounds. I didn't change the thing I was doing. I don't really eat bad. I drank too much beer probably, but I lost 40 pounds magically, and insurance stopped covering it. I gained that 40 pounds back almost immediately. It was like 3 weeks. But on the upside, I didn't, have 4 brownout issue. Anyway, I didn't have to go leaving a campsite at 1 o'clock in the morning at full throttle in the F-150 trying to find a bathroom. So that was a bonus. But I want to talk about that because I have concerns about the future with that. As somebody that's gained a lot of weight, lost a lot of weight, over his life, I have views on that. All right. What's everybody else doing? I'm tempted to open up another whiskey, but like I said, I got a lot to choose from down here, and I got a lot more upstairs. I kind of want to have more of this because this is really good. It's gonna happen. By the way, my son, I'm using mini Glencairns because my big Glen. We're detailing the gas pedal all the way down the road. We're not going to talk about that. That was ever since I got this F-150, ever since I've had the ones with the 3.5 EcoBoost, I've barely ever go full throttle. And man, I turned out of that park and I felt something in my gut and I just pinned it. I gave her all the balonies, put my foot about through the firewall. Eastern Oklahoma. You know what? I want to go visit Eastern Oklahoma. That's actually something I want to try to do this year, is do some more. It's probably not going to be this year. It's probably going to be next year. My fiance and I were talking about that. We want to take the boys and start going places. The boys being Goose and Bronco. So I want to start getting like I want to see Eastern Oklahoma. I want to go down to Arkansas. Want to go back to Colorado, Idaho. I would love to. Muskogee or okay, cool. I'll add that. But I'd love. I've barely been. I've been through Oklahoma. I've barely been to Oklahoma. Texas. I'd like to get down to Texas sometime when it's not melt my face off degrees. I have a buddy down in Texas I'd like to see. But yeah, I want to do a lot more traveling. Shane's working away. That man works. By the way, yeah, Shane works. I'm gonna have to hide this from myself again. And yeah, by the way, this is the state that Ben's whiskey collection is in. Is that you see all that dust on that? That smells good. Ooh, it's so good. By the way, my son, two reasons I'm using the mini Glencairns tonight for trying whiskey. Number one, I feel like they get the taste really, really because you get all the it concentrates everything the fumes for the nose. And number two, because I tend to pour a little heavy, and these are only like 2 or 3 ounces as opposed to the bigger Glencairns. And then number three, because my son has now broke 2 of mine. I don't know how he knocks them. I don't know how he does it. And then he'll say something like, "Dad," well, he told me, "Dad, I broke your shot glass." I'm like, "Dude, okay. Number one, you know what a shot glass, kind of, sort of know what a shot glass is, but that's not a shot glass. It's for sophisticated. Need to put on my gear to work and go hike a lot." Yeah, man, high blood pressure sucks. I got it because of fat and old, but also because I worked a very stressful job. I could tell you, I noticed a difference when I switched to my job I have now. My blood pressure has naturally gone down, but I worked a very stressful job for years. I'll never do that again. I love my job. I told my boss just this week when I was talking to her, I'm like, I love my job. This is the happiest I've been. Has its stress, but it's not like that. But yeah, so he thinks the Glencairn's a shot glass, so pretty sure dude hasn't really drank, which kids these days, they're not really that interested in it, which is interesting. It's crazy to me. If there would have been this whiskey collection around my house when I was his age, my dad would have whooped because I'd have taken some and I'd have been freaking stupid. Like when he had a wine collection for a while and they went out of town and they left me alone. And I would think I was like 22 or 23. I said, if I want to try some, I can, or whatever. I'm like, whatever. But one day I decided to watch. I rented Office Space and I made myself spaghetti at their house. And I'm like, I'll try this one because doesn't look like it's expensive. Turns out it was not cheap. And yeah, I don't really like wine. I'm not a wine guy. Every once in a while I'll have it, but I like beer and I like whiskey. And I do like some other spirits. But I am really excited about that new Gazelle. I keep going back to this tab on my browser, and there's a T3X now, which is a new one, which I kind of thought about getting because it's a little smaller, but at the same time, I don't know how much smaller, and it doesn't have like the stuff I want. So we shall see. But I'm excited to get out and do more outside stuff. I always have to check down here. Oh, by the way, if you're interested in a cool video, buddy Chris from BarnYard Outdoors did a ultralight fire pit video. I gotta check it out. It's a cool fire pit. I think Shane had it originally. It was how we discovered it. I gotta go watch it, but I've been kind of delaying it because I don't need to order more stuff. That's why Whitty. If a lot of you guys came here from Whitty's gear review, I know he has shouted me out a couple times. I tell Whitty I have to do his videos in doses because every time I watch one of his videos, I end up buying freaking something. It's terrible. It's an addiction. It's sickness. Roberts Cave State Park in Oklahoma. What is this? This is why I love this, man. You guys give me State Park, Oklahoma. You guys give me credit. Ooh, I would love to do that one. That one is down. Okay. See, somebody told me Fort Smith is a good place to check out for cities if you know because at some point we might end up moving out. I don't know that we'll ever move out of Nebraska, but we might. I when we're older, just because of health conditions and stuff, a little milder climate in the winters. Interesting. I'm gonna have to check that out. That one looks cool. I have done one state park outside of Nebraska, and that was the I did not do it justice. That was in Wisconsin. I'm gonna go back this fall in 2026, and I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna hike around a bit because gosh, that park was so cool. Even my son said, "Hey, can we go back there this year?" Speaking of, if you joined late, I'm gonna show it off again. What my son got me for Christmas. It's so cool. It's gonna be my backdrop when you see the next live stream. He made this for me. It's like a canvas, like an oil canvas. But yeah, I'm sure he used like AIs or something to help him. But it's me and Goose and a fire and my gazelle, and he put K-bars. Still so proud of him. Knows his dad too well. I got it, and actually, I think I'm going to do a video on that. I talk about how I've resisted buying expensive knives for a while because I've lost so many of fixed blade knives. And my K-bar is one of those illustrations of I bought that K-bar. I remember when I bought it, it was 2005. It was 2004, Christmas of 2004. My old boss at the time, the guy that ran the company, liked to walk around like Christmas Eve or day before, like day before or whatever. And he would, oh, bye, Daphne. Here's the old dog. You probably never see her in a video, but she's our old lady. He liked to walk around and give everybody a little bonus right before Christmas. So he gave me one, and what did I do? I immediately was like, heck yeah, I was gonna go hiking with some friends. I think Chris was one of them. So I immediately went over to Shields and bought some gear, and one of those things was an actual K-bar, which I'd wanted a nice USMC K-bar for a while. And I had it, and I used that thing every hike, and then I lost it because what I do is, like I said in my videos about fixed blade knives, is I'll take them out, I'll use them for something, and I'll set them down when I'm doing something, and then I'll forget I set them down. It's exactly what I did with my K-bar, and I forgot I did that. I lost it forever. I was bummed about it, and then just this past year, I finally found it it was in my freaking backyard by my air conditioner because I had to re-insulate my air conditioner line that goes into the house because it's like that foam insulation and it just degraded over time. I found my freaking K-bar, so I'm so happy about that, but it needs some work. So I might do a video on, refurbishing that and getting that back up because those are such cool knives. And it was expensive back then. I don't know what they are now. Maybe that's something that hasn't gone up in price. Let's see. If you don't have a K-bar, you should have one. If you like knives. See the traditional all products. Let's see here. So I've had that knife for freaking ever. It's the USMC edition. Oh, they're not that bad. Talk about something that hasn't gone up. So I want to get that. Yeah. So So well, I guess they are. The USMC K-bar is now 154. So. Randy, I agree with you. Look up that state park in Google and look at some of the pictures. I want to go there now. It is, if you guys aren't, if you're not looking at chat, Outlet Station said Robbers Cave State Park in Oklahoma. And I looked it up and it looks absolutely beautiful. Just some of the views here are just amazing. It's got a waterfall. Look at that. Is that on the edge of the Ozark? Must be Ozark-ish. Maybe. I don't know. That looks pretty sweet. Wow. That's a pretty park. I'd love to go there. So a little drink of turkey. Which this will probably be my last one tonight because I have a busy work day tomorrow. I gotta build stuff in the cloud. It's funny because Man, that's good. Ben's non-fictional story time. So I kind of alluded to this a little bit in a video, but the Ant Lab DNA survival kits, I actually ordered when I ordered the first one. I ordered it, and then the seller reached out and said, "Hey, just want to let you know it's shipped. I didn't have some of the stuff you requested color. Hope that's okay, et cetera, et cetera." I said, "Cool," and I waited for it to get here because I wanted to see what it was like. I looked at it and I said, and then when I finally looked at it, did the video on it, I replied back and let her know that, "Hey, this is really cool. You did a great job here. I'm really impressed. By the way, I'm going to put it on my YouTubes." Ended up we talked back and forth on email a few times, and then we got on a Zoom call because she had some ideas she wanted to run by and some other stuff. And I think I told her what my job was, and I think it kind of surprised her. She said, "You don't seem like a bumpkin, but I'm trying to figure out the words." And I started laughing. I'm like, "Okay, I wanted to come back as, um, yeah, I'm a senior IT engineer, and I think it sometimes takes people a little by surprise because go Twins, heck yeah! I just wish our owner, I wish they would have sold the team so we can get some better owners that actually invest in the team. But I love my Twins. I love Minneapolis. We're not going to talk about that right now, but I would love to make it up. I would love to make it up to the Twin Cities this year. I went up in 2024. I didn't go up to the Twin Cities last year. For the longest time, my company's actually, well, my first Major League Baseball game I ever went to was as a kid at the Metrodome. That's when I started following the Twins and the Cards. They were back when I was. Some of you guys remember this, but when there was no interleague play, so you had the American League and the National League, and the only time there was interleague play was World Series. So I had a National League team and an American League team, and it was the Twins and the Cards. Um, so but we always somehow made it up to the Twin Cities a lot when I was a kid. Then as an adult, I've been up there so much because when the kids were younger, it was really cool to go up there because the Twin Cities is just, I mean, if you haven't been to Minneapolis, St. Paul, it's a nice place to go. It is a nice big city. We're gonna leave that there, but especially if you have kids, like there's the zoo, there's so much stuff. So we take the kids when they were younger, and it's affordable. It's a big city that's actually affordable, like Kansas City. I've been to KC a ton. Um, so yeah, and my company's based out of Minneapolis, so I've been up there. Been to a few Twins games. I converted some my. It was funny. We had a few years back. We had a work dinner, and I showed up to it because I'd already cleared it with our head of our corporate IT, and so I might skip out a little bit early because their Twins are. It was summertime and the Twins are in town, and our conference was downtown Minneapolis, so I could just walk to the game. Um, I showed up in a t-shirt and shorts, and some other guys were like, "Oh, you're going to the Twins game?" So we had two of my coworkers went with me. We had a great time. They were both sports fans, and they were both converted to loving Target Field because if you haven't been to Target Field, it's a blast. It is a great stadium, and the best part about Target Field, I hope it's still like this. It's been a few years since I've been to a game, but if as an adult you just want to go, you can buy tickets and you can buy seats and never go sit in them because there's so many bars you can just walk around, sit at the bar, and watch the game, and walk to another bar. It's Minneapolis. It's a blast. I love the Twin Cities. Yeah, you should definitely take your kids. Can I put what up on my screen? Um, Winding Stair Mountains, Ozark Foothills. Okay, cool. Outlet stations tell us more about Robbers Cave State Park, which I think Randy and I both are wanting to go there now. That's down there. That's eastern Oklahoma. Yeah, that is. I might try to. I'm going to try to see if I can make that like a whole trip because maybe I could go to that. Then I got a good buddy of mine that lives outside of Houston. I could go stay a night and then go down to Houston. So then to Texas, where everything's big. I haven't been to Houston in 20 some years, and if any of you guys are from Houston and you drive on the interstates, and more power to you because there were two things that cured me of my fear of flying. One of them was driving on the interstates through Houston. That was pretty much it. It's yeah, I was gonna have to go on an international flight right after it. I was like, okay, no, I'm not afraid of flying anymore. Because if somehow we survived driving on the interstate in Houston, oh my God. Yeah, I don't think like I've been in California. I used to have to go to California once a year for work. I've never been anywhere where people drive on the interstate like they do in Houston. Like you do the speed limit, you're getting run over. I mean, it is. Oof. And part of the reason why I used to, for the longest time, going back to the Twins, I used to want to live in Minneapolis, but I'm not a big city guy anymore. Lincoln's almost getting too big. I just can't get to that stage in life. I don't. I like to be outdoors. Man, I can't tell you guys all the like I've told stories to people about the greatest thing this past year was those state park trips. Just going out in the middle of nowhere and meeting some people in the state. And the years before that, I would take my dog Gunner and we'd do some we'd call them adventure trips. And we did one trip where we went to South Dakota, Wyoming, and Colorado, and that was awesome. And by the way, the only I would love to go back to Fort Collins. And that's been 2 years since I've been to Fort Collins, but I love Fort Collins. My future in-laws, they live in Estes Park, so I need to make an excuse to go because I haven't actually been. I've been to Estes Park, but I didn't get out because it was funny. We were there, Gunnar and I were there, and we drove up the mountain. It was a beautiful drive. You know, had the river going down, and so the mist was coming off the river. Had the windows down. I had no cell service, no whatever. We just his head was hanging out the window. My head was hanging out the window. And then we get up to Estes Park and we get over the hill, and I'm like, oh, this looks pretty. And people everywhere. And I went, oh, we got to get out of here. So then what did Ben do? Apparently got a nail in his tire, and I had to haul ass to Denver to get to a Ford dealer to get my tire fixed. But that was a cool trip. If you don't do road trips, I highly encourage you to do road trips, and I highly encourage you to stop at small places, small local places, because man, I have met just the coolest people the past couple of years when I've done that. That's kind of like my thing now is like I just like if you want to get the best beef sticks you've ever had in your life, there is a meat locker in Valentine, Nebraska that oh my I want to go back to Valentine, and it's a hike. I want to go to Smith Falls State Park again, but I want to go back there just for those freaking meat sticks. And yeah, then there was the meat locker up in northeast by Yankton, South Dakota, across the border. Some of the best brats, and that was on my camping with two dogs video with my two dogs in a cabin. I got some of the best brats I've ever had in my life there too, and their beef jerky, which I didn't talk about on stream, was amazing. It's just this little small town meat locker. They go in there and there's one lady working and there's the owner, and you get to talk to them. What's your specialty? And oh yeah, here you go, have some of this, have some of this. You'll like this. So that's the kind of places I miss, man. It's not going into Costco's got its place, but a guy can only do so much Costco. And then when you're up there, do some bourbon hunting. I find some good stuff. And this is so. I'm not kidding. If you get a chance to find a bottle of this, because they're not. I'm sure there's none on shelves anymore. But this was a limited release in 2024 or 2020. Yeah, it was 2024, 2025. Grab one, but if not, grab a Wild Turkey 8. Even if you don't like Randy will tell you. Randy about made you throw up with Wild Turkey 8 or Wild Turkey 101, but then you tried Wild Turkey 8 and you were singing his praises. But I'm just freaking excited for this year, and I'm really excited to try to hit. I still can't believe I'm at 2,500 subscribers, and if the analytics go the way they're going, I'll hit 5,000 pretty quick. I still can't believe that. You guys are the best. I really am genuinely humbled by everyone that watches all my videos, that comments, that by the way, if you ever have an idea, if you ever want to see something, please comment. That's why I ordered this knife, which has been customized by Goose. If you're joining late, maybe I'll raffle it off or something. I don't know. I really like the knife. It's by Comments. Same with the survival kit. Same with the knife I have coming whenever I order it from another Mora. If you guys want to see something, I'll check it out. I'll talk about it. If you want to see me do something, go somewhere, suggest it. I mean, get Outland Station. He recommended Eastern Oklahoma and that Roberts Cave State Park. Man, that is literally now. I just dragged the URL into my list of ideas. I'm gonna have to make it down there because that place looks beautiful. I love the Ozarks. I gotta figure out when to make it in that whole area down there. I gotta figure out when to make it when it's not rainy or hot. So that's us Nebraskans. We get some heat, but man, you guys down there in this when we were down at the Summer Bush Craft Show, it was hot. Like those guys that camped, I couldn't believe they did it. I have to give big credit to my buddy Chris and then one of the other guys. It was Charles. I can't remember somebody. There was Survival Kit reviewed and stay overnight in the woods. Holy. Chris, I've thought about that. We're gonna circle back to that. But man, that summer. By the way, Chris, I was just gonna say that I appreciated big time at the Summer Bushcraft Show when I was starting to cramp up and stuff. He went out and filled. One of the guys there had filled a big jug full of Gatorade mix. Chris filled this up for me, man. That was fine, but I don't think I peed for I must have drank 3 gallons of water, and I finally peed when I got back to my hotel room. It was so hot. So Chris from BarnYard Outdoors says he wants me to take my favorite survival kit I reviewed and stay overnight in the woods with only the kit. I've been thinking about that, and the favorite one so far that I've reviewed, price no object, is that Get Real 105 kit. I've thought about doing that. I just gotta do it, and I think it would probably, you guys would find a lot of amusement for it because I probably wake up in the morning if I get a lot of sleep, and I'm gonna look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame between my bad shoulder, my bad back, and my bad knees, and when I wake up, and be like, oh well, I kind of slept. Just be a freaking. That would be a video. That would be a video that gets some amusement. Just because I'm feeling special. I almost said I was going to open the Wild Turkey 12 up again, but I'm not. That's the Precious. That's one of them. And if you're late, when I get the 5,000 subscribers, thanks to my good friends in the 402 Whiskey Crew, I have a bottle of Wild Turkey 101 8-year from. Well, all of them were 8-year back then, I think. All the 101s were from 1995, the year I graduated high school. They went in and picked me up one, and then a little bottle of Holiday Distillers Experimental. By the way, if you like whiskey and you've never had Holiday, speaking of Missouri, it's based right out here in Missouri, and or Missouri, depending on where you're from. It's a great distillery. They got some of the best out there, and it's just small, not small, but I mean it's a normal size operation in Missouri. Chris Shorts summer camp. I know better. I still did. Oh man, Shane, I'm glad that you guys said something, and I wore pants. I thought I wore pants. I don't remember. There was a lot of bugs. People got. Think about the Ozarks is there's a lot of bugs. There's a lot of humidity. There's a lot of bugs. People got ate up. They got destroyed. I felt bad for those guys. It was hot. It was humid. There was a lot of air movement, and there was a lot of bugs. Shane got eaten up pretty good. I got eaten up pretty good. I mean, if I'd have stayed overnight, I'd have probably, I don't know. It was, winter camp is a totally different thing though. You don't got bugs. It's the only nice thing about fall and winter, right? We either got cold or we got bugs. Well, thanks, Outland. I'm trying to grow. I want to do stuff that's. You guys are the best. You guys would give me a lot of great ideas. But I want to do stuff that you guys want to see. And if there's ever, like I said, if there's ever anything you want me to look at, let me know. But yeah, summer camp was hot. It was hot, and Shane was going on like no sleep. The man's a monster. Um, I can't winter camp. By the way, if you join late, Bushcraft Show Winter Camp, Midwest Bushcraft Show Winter Camp. If you show up, you come find me. I ain't hard to find. I'm big. I got a beard. I'll share a drink with you. Hopefully by then, I'm thinking about, because my good buddy Jack, the Outlaw Camper, tell your friends, tell your enemies, he keeps telling me to make stickers and stuff. I'm thinking about making stickers and then just giving away. I'm not going to sell anything. Just randomly giving away to you guys if you want them. Problem is I'm not, I want to do something funny, not have my goofy face on it. Maybe maybe I will do like a fundraiser. I was talking to Emily at Ant Lab DNA about she was considering doing a kit or something else for a fundraiser for an animal shelter. And I said, absolutely, I'd be in. I'd even pitch in for money wise on it, because it's what I would love to do. That would be great. Sorry, I was looking at my phone. I got distracted. This has been a wild ride. Every time I think, it's so funny because every time I think that I'm running out of ideas, you guys come up with one, and then it just goes from there. Because I think some of the stuff, I just whoever mentioned this knife, I really appreciate it because it's a cool knife. Thanks, Goose. I was tempted to start using the ferro rod, but this is a really cool knife. After 14 has been in Louisiana, so you're used to heat. You, sir, are used to some heat. In Louisiana, it gets hot in Louisiana. And you don't have to deal with the winters that we have, which have bugs and snakes and stuff. I don't know which one I would take. It's a tough call, boys. It's a tough call. Yeah, I got it. I have so much gear around here. I was going to show you guys those saws, but I left them in my truck. I just got whatever. But I'm hoping to get that video out next week, so you can see my awful. I got to figure out a different way to mount the camera, because every time I try to saw something on camera, it just looks ridiculous. Or try to use a ferro rod, because you got to realize here. I'm going to try not to knock everything over here. Let me grab my camera. But we're going to kind of do a live look at what it looks like when Ben's trying to use a camera or I'm just a baby. I don't know about a baby, I feel. But you got your camera in front of you. That's what I keep saying. So I'm sitting here at this table. So I got this camera in front of me. And then I got to reach my arms around the camera and try not to hit the camera and use the ferro rod. It's something else. 56 in May. Well, happy early birthday to you, sir. I'm only 7 years behind you. I hope to, when I'm 56, be thinking about retirement, because I don't know about you guys, but yeah. Between the AI stuff and the generation that doesn't want to work too hard, I think Ben's hitting his limit with looking forward to retirement we've talked about it. We're going to retire to a small town somewhere, not small, but smaller, somewhere close to good hospitals and stuff. There's some spots up in northern Nebraska that are pretty great, but somewhere just quieter, close to the outdoors, close to a state park. I have to always be that, because I don't know. If I get owly. If I don't get out to a park, I get owly. I was trying to look around. There was some other. I'm waiting for the last sponsored thing. You'll see there's a light coming, and I don't know that they're sending it to the right place, because I feel bad, because it's like an $80 light, and the company sent me one, and obviously it's from China. Never got here. We went back and forth, and I told them I can see the day. I got security cameras in my house. I can see the day when it got here. I can see the postman dropping off my mail. Nobody goes to my mailbox, but it never got here. So we'll see. It looks like a cool light. They sent a second one, and it still isn't here yet. And it cleared customs like last Friday. So If it doesn't get here, I'm going to feel really, really bad having to tell them. Then I'm just done with free stuff. Well, this is really cool. Like I had a company reach out. This is if you inside baseball. Like I said this on my update, like my 1 year video, but you know these big channels you see that are always getting stuff and reviewing stuff. I can guarantee you they pay for nothing, next to nothing, because I get offers for so much free stuff. Um, Torn of Sleeping Bag Challenge. I don't know what you mean, Randy. Uh, Man, these companies offer to send so much crazy free stuff. He said that there was that phone. I had a company offer a 2 kilowatt battery, which I tried to take them up on, but got ghosted. The most exciting thing I've ever been offered, and this is going to say a lot about me, is a company was going to send me custom orthotic inserts for my shoes. And somebody with bad knees, I was so excited. And then they ended up saying, well, we ran out of budget. And I was like, okay. I was very bummed. I had a whole series of hikes and stuff planned and tests. I was very excited. But I might share my shoes that I got with you guys. I got some, I've been wearing, and I don't know what you guys wear outside, but I've been wearing Merrell's forever. I think for 20 some years, that has been my primary worker. There was a stage I went through when I was an executive, believe it or not, and I wore, fancy shoes and that, executive shoes. But for the most part, I wear hiking shoes everywhere. And I've worn Merrell's for 20 some. Oh crap. I think I started wearing Merrell's in like 2000. Yeah, it was pre 9/11, right? Yeah, it was maybe 2001, 2002. Wore them forever. And it's gotten to the point where, frankly, their quality has gone downhill the last 5, 10 years, and their pricing has gone way up. And I was looking for alternatives, and I found some cheap hikers on Amazon. I'm going to share. I got to do something. I want to do a video on them because maybe I can save you guys some money. They're freaking great. I think they were $45. I was very skeptical because not only am I a big fella and I have these things, but my shoes, I'm a size 13. All right. A size 13 I got wide feet. Oh, dad's son, his family has wide feet. So I got a huge 13, 14 shoes and wide feet. So it's hard finding, and Merrell's always fit me really well. So it's hard finding shoes. I was skeptical. I got them and I love them. That's all I wear now is those shoes. I'm actually ordering I have them in my Amazon cart. I just have to wait for some money, and they're just great freaking shoes. And they were $45, and I've had them since August. Wear them every day when I go out. I've been walking a lot, and I haven't worn them out yet. So, and I do have a tendency to like do this with my feet, so I wear out the sides. Where's Mr. Bronco? Do you want to come say hi? There's my little guy. He's leaving to go somewhere else to sleep because I'm talking too much or moving my legs too much. But I want to share those with you guys because they're great shoes. And that's the kind of thing I want to find is like affordable stuff that actually works good, because there's a difference between affordable and cheap. Because, if we save money on our outdoor gear, we have more money for whiskey. You know what I'm saying? Got 1 year left and you're retired. Congratulations, sir. 1 year. Man, I would love to retire at 50. You can see Bronco in the background. He's stretching. He's about to come get me, aren't you, buddy? You come see your yep. Hi, buddy. If you haven't seen him on video, he really isn't in a lot, but this is our boy Bronco. He is a golden rot. So it's apparently like golden noodles. It's apparently a thing. He's apparently a designer dog. We got him at the shelter in Omaha. We went up there a couple of years ago. We were up in Omaha. There's a place called Shucks in Omaha. If you're from Lincoln or from Nebraska, go to Shucks in Omaha if you like seafood. It's fantastic. We were there, and I followed the Omaha Humane Society on Twitter, and I always found them amusing. I was looking at their available dogs, and I said, why don't we go up, and I saw him, and why don't we go meet him? And man, he was 10 months old, and he looked pathetic in the picture, and he looked even worse in the kennel. We weren't really we were thinking about getting a new dog because Gunner was getting up there in age, and she knows and Daphne's getting up there, and it was getting up there at age 2, and she knows how much I love dogs. So she was talking about, okay, we got to get a smaller one this time. I'm like, okay, fine, because Gunner was a huge black lab. It's a big guy. Well, we saw Bronco in his kennel, and that wasn't his name then. I think they named him Diesel or something. Anyway, whatever the shelter named him. He's 10 months old, and she broke down when she saw him because he looked so upset, and so we the next day went back and picked him up, brought him home. But he's apparently a designer dog. He was the adoption fee at the Humane Society was high on him because he was a puppy, and he was. Anyway, he's with us. He's the most loyal, loving gold retriever on the planet. With anybody else, he is a Rottweiler that wants to rip your face off. So you might not see him. You'll probably not see him in a lot of videos because he also gets nervous at sounds and things. So he's not a tent camping dog. He would not do well in the. There, he'd probably wake up 10 times a night barking at something. Whereas the only way Goose is gonna wake me up is with his flipping snoring. I've never had a dog snore as loud as he does. But yeah, I love it. I love my that was gonna be this week's videos. I was gonna talk about adventure dogs. I love my adventure dogs. They're great to have with on a camp out. What you doing, old girl? This is old Daphne. You'll never. She's too old to go camping or go out. She doesn't. She's got pretty bad arthritis, so she really can't go on walks anymore. So, but she does have fun. She chases her brothers, so that's all that matters. And they hang out with me all day. They're pretty spoiled. Okay, I'm pretty spoiled. I'm pretty spoiled with this YouTube stuff because it's really given me a. I'll say one of the best benefits of this YouTube thing is it's given me a reason. I want to say excuse, but it's more of a reason to go out and get to parks every week. By the way, I got a bunch of whiskey samples here. I was just looking at it. I was going to pour myself something. We're going to try something else. We're going to try one more now. Actually, we're not. I got a couple server builds tomorrow, and I got important things to do tomorrow. So I got to be on my A game for work. And then I got to record some videos for you guys this weekend. I'm try to get out there and do that Sawpalooza and some other stuff. There's some stuff I want to talk about outdoors and adventures and stuff. And the tarp sleeping bag challenge, Randy. I don't think Chris BarnYard Outdoors. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I was involved in the tarp sleeping bag challenge. I know we talked about it, but I don't remember if I actually did it. That would have been a long time ago, and thinking it's a little fuzzy. But I would like to try out some of these survival bivvy/tents sometime. I would like to see you because I've seen a few of those that pack down really, really small, and I think she's trying to tell me that she wants to go OUT. Oh, girl, you just go lay down. You just went outside like 2 hours ago. What about Todd? Okay. Yeah, I remember. Was Chris BarnYard Outdoors? I don't think I stayed for that. I don't remember though. But yeah, we used to do some of that fun stuff when we were younger and not spoiled. We're pretty. Yeah, I bring a lot of stuff camping these days. Let's put it mildly. It's Ty, Charles, Carl, and you. Yeah, that's right. I don't think I was on that one. That'd have been fun. Also, probably would have been cold. I have a feeling you guys were cold. But I think if you did a tarp and a survival blanket, you'd probably be fine. Because those Mylar blankets are surprisingly warm. Let's see what else. What else was I gonna? By the way, if you join late, just appreciate you guys being here. I was gonna check and see on my other chats if anything came through. If guys had any questions, now would be the time to ask. Don't ask why I have so many freaking candles. Let's just. I mean, Anyway, that's why I was sick of it's me and right now it's me and my actually living here is me and my son and 3 dogs. So I was sick of the house smelling like dogs and dudes. So I wanted to and yeah, I made a choice. I ordered a lot of candles. We're just not going to go there. Can you take one more shot before you go? Yes, sir, Shane. I'll have one more drinky poo. You know what? I'm going to rinse this glass out because this is a special night. Because it's my. I'm going to try to, if you guys like this, I'm going to try to do them once a month, and I'll try to get better at them. And I'll try to, I really want to, Chris. We should talk. Like maybe we could figure out like a podcast or a live that we can do from. By the way, this is just water. I'm just rinsing it out. Would podcast or a live or something that we could do from the Bushcraft show. The only problem with that is, which one? Oh, that's the 70. Hold on. Rinse out the glass for the 12. I'm going to have one more Wild Turkey 12. Let's think about grabbing the Blanton's here. By the way, if you like whiskey, Stella Rye is something that I discovered that's really good. I like it. And what was I talking about? I completely lost my train of thought there. So we are going to have. Ooh, that's starting to get. I'm going to order. By the way, they make this stuff. One of the guys put me onto it. It's like a inert gas in a can. They make it for wine people. But you can put it. You can spray it in your bottle. Put the cap on. Then that inert gas is heavier than air. So it'll sink down here, and some air will get in here, but it'll prevent oxidation of your whiskeys. So, Chris, yes, absolutely. That was what my concern was. Doing it from the Bushcraft show is the internet isn't very, the cell signal is not very good. That was a heavy or an expensive whiskey, but you know what? Whiskey's made to share, made to be enjoyed. This one is made to be on my shelf because it's beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Russell. I got some on my finger. I have to lick my fingers. Okay. No regrets. Yes, the internet there, that is, I would like to do a live from the Bushcraft show, but the internet there is not good. And Chris suggested getting Starlink. Listen, I don't have Elon Musk money. I don't know. We'll have to see. If somebody has Starlink and they wants to lets us borrow it, we'll do a live stream from the Bushcraft show, do a podcast or something. We'll do like a thing. All right. Cheers, boys. Wild Turkey 12. It's a special night. I appreciate every one of you guys coming to watch tonight. And yeah, this is well, hi, doggy. I know we'll go upstairs here in a little bit. She's getting mad at me. Look, Daphne, that's Daphne. She's an Australian Shepherd. She's my buddy. Oh, that's so freaking good. I gotta get more of that. Apparently, I think they're stopping production of it, so I gotta get some more Wild Turkey 12. I was telling the crew the other night, I've been kind of in this bubble where I've been buying bottles that are $100 or less. Kind of focusing on that, getting a collection built up of that. But I appreciate some of these really higher end ones so much. I'm getting so spoiled that now I'm going to start buying way less, but then every once in a while, a really nice one because I don't drink a ton. And when I do, it's nice to have something real good. Drink less but better. That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to be healthy this year, boys. It's a dang good whiskey. Randy, we are very spoiled. We're very lucky, I think. And by the way, I'm very lucky in about 100 ways, and I'm gonna go into this again here after this sip, because I was just reminded of something. So I was just looking at this whiskey that I got for a great price from one of my friends over on the 402, because it can get a little up there in the secondary market. I got it well under secondary. I got it for about what it retails for, I think. And those guys went out and got me that that 95 Wild Turkey 101. So I got a great group of friends there. I got my great group of camping friends, Randy, Chris, Shane, Jason. Man, you guys, and Bushcraft Billy, you know, when he comes back, um, having a great group of friends. And then I got the supporters on here. Like I got all you guys that are out there, that all the commenters, like Kevin Smith, Outland Station, you know, just to name a couple of you guys that are regulars here. And then I got some good friends of other channels that I've built up. Like hi Daphne. I gotta wrap it up here. I think she's telling me she's gonna go upstairs. Then I built up Jack, the Outlaw Camper. If you guys don't watch Jack, if you think Jack is one of the most genuine, like what you see is what you get with Jack. That's what I really like about him. Jack's a great guy. Great channel, great times. Whitty's gear review. If you haven't seen Whitty, you should go visit Whitty. And it'll get expensive because every time Whitty reviews something, I buy it because Whitty does a great job of reviewing affordable gear and talking about uses for it. And every time I go there, I buy something. I love his videos, but it costs me money. Oh, just look over chat. There's Whitty. How you doing, man? Cheers. Here's a little sip of Wild Turkey 101 12-year for you. All right, Daphne, we're going to wrap it up soon. She's, you know, Grandma's okay. We're just having a drink. She's dogs. My whole life is ruled by dogs. Dogs and ladies. My daughters, my fiance. Sorry for the hit to your pocket, but oh man, Whitty, don't apologize. I found some really cool stuff because of you, and I've had some really good ideas. Speaking of, I need to do a video on my my haversack kit because there's a couple things that I've bought from your reviews on that. Some ideas I've had. So, and I've gotten more to the smaller channels now. I really like watching other smaller channels. Jack likes to go camping. Jack loves camping. Jack is as genuine as they get when it comes to camping. That man is and then if you haven't seen Off Grid yet, he is like, he doesn't do, like, he takes stealth camping to 11. That guy cracks me up. Some of the places he stealth camped is just insane. Like on top of a shopping mall, like in a Dunkin' Donuts drive-through, like literally in the drive-through. Like, man, that guy is wild. But just gonna have her second made the video today. Oh, sweet. All right, I want to see the video because I'm in the. I finally got my haversack built out. Now I want to get another one for a different use because that's what we do, right? We're like, oh, okay, this is good. This works out great. Now I'm gonna get another one. It's kind of like with me with beers. You know, I'm gonna go to Old Chicago and I'm gonna have a couple beers. Next thing I know, I've had enough to get a free sweatshirt. Anywho, that's haversacks. I'm a recent convert to. Budget taken an old classic. Okay, now I definitely want to see it because the one I bought was not budget. It was high quality. It was, and I have not regretted that purchase at all. Just like the, I need to order some more stuff from Centerline Systems. If you guys saw those two videos on my water bottle bag and my canteen carrier, freaking that Mark makes amazing high quality handmade stuff. And when he gets ready to make it, he actually calls you on the phone like a real human being and asks you, confirms what you order, confirms what you want, gives you some suggestions, asks, you know, customizations and stuff. Just a great guy. Really, really makes good quality stuff. Chris is BarnYard Outdoors is definitely a haversackaholic. You could probably do videos for the next 2 months on just haversacks. Mr. Stanley. Under $30. All right, Whitty, you got my attention. Now I'm going to be $30 poorer because I'm probably going to order it once I watch it. But oh, that Wild Turkey 12 was so good. Man, I wish. I'm waiting for the bourbon bubble to burst because I was into craft beer for the longest time, and if any of you were in the craft beer, you know, in the early 2000s through about 2018, 2019 when it started to burst. You know what I mean? Craft beer, the mid 2000s when it really took off. It was like what happened with the bourbon scene, and now I'm starting to see signs of what I saw during the bubble. Mr. Stanley's laughing away at Shane here. Um, uh, okay, Whitty, you missed the beginning. So I gave up beer this year except for Ultra and Coors Light, and that's because I'm doing the keto diet again, and I love beer, but I got to cut out the carbs. I love meat. I love veggies. So naturally, it's pretty much how I eat normally. I don't really eat a lot of carbs normally, but I drink a lot of beer. And I love beer and I love good beer, but I also love whiskey and it's got no carbs. And so I told myself January 1st, I said, the only beer I'm going to drink is Mick Ultra. And then I amended that shortly after to say, I will also drink Coors Light when I go have wings at the bar because God gave us Coors Light. He went to Denver, he gave us Coors Light, and he gave us wings. He went to Buffalo and he gave us wings. And he gave us those two things together because he intended for us to drink Coors Light when we have chicken wings. I mean, he gave it to us. By the way, Monsignor, Senior, if you're watching, I'll be confession on Saturday, not being blasphemous, and then there's Goose behind me. But I can appreciate it. I can appreciate an Ultra. Hi Bronco. I don't think I've had the last beer I had. Oh, and then once a month I'll have one or two really, really good ones at a brew pub, local brew pub that my fiance and I like to go to. I got both boys in here now. Oh gosh, I got 3 dogs coming in. Things are about to get wild. Goose, you want to come say hi to people? Come here. Want to say hi? Come here. Come give me a hug. You guys are all hell's about to break loose here. Meat potato diet, it's not working. I hear you, Whitty. It's potatoes are about the only thing I miss on keto. Those and tortilla chips. Come here, Goosey. But once a month I'll go have and that was just this past weekend. I went and had one nice beer at our local brew pub. And chicken Caesar salad. Come here. You want to say hi to the people? I'm trying to get Goose to come say hi. This dog jumps on me all day long for hugs, and the one time I wanted to say hi to people, he doesn't. Right, Goose? And I have to, by the way, I have to do these live streams this later at night because I have to make sure the Amazon guy or UPS guy isn't coming because all hell breaks loose in this house when the Amazon guy, the UPS guy shows up. These guys, it's like they're on attack mode, aren't you? Oh boy. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this year. Like I said earlier, I'm looking forward to getting out more and doing more walking now that I'm one benefit to dietary change and getting rid of the carbs and sugars and stuff like that is I'm already feeling my joints and stuff feel a lot better. So it's making walking and things like that easier. I still, got to get over the whole arthritis in my knees. I remember I finally went to the doctor for my joints in fall of 24. So it's finally getting too bad. I went to urgent care and they took an x-ray of my knees and she says, wow. And I said, is that a good wow or a bad wow? She's like, I'm not a doctor, but, and remember when I went, they referred me to the orthopedic doc. The orthopedic doc looked at it and went, wow. I'm like, you guys keep saying that. I don't like it when doctors say wow. They're like, you got a lot of arthritis in your knees. And I'm like, well, thank you. I don't think that's a good thing. So at some point I got to get new knees, but I got to lose some weight first, but trying to put that off as long as possible because bilateral knee surgery sounds awful. Would you two should try to do a live stream? Man, just do it. It's fun. I like these. I enjoy them, especially when you guys are in here commenting and joining in, and then the dogs are losing their mind. It adds a. And I've had a couple drinks. It adds a multiplier to it, right, Goose? Yeah. Wow. Money. Exactly. I'm glad I got good insurance. We're just not gonna. I'm hoping you put that off. I had a what is it? thing that the shot they give you. I had a shot a year and a half ago, and I'm finally due for. I got to go back and I got to get shots in both knees and my shoulder now. Coors Light does indeed come from Golden, Colorado, Randy, and I will fight you on this. Comes from Golden, Colorado. Coors and Coors Light. I mean, okay, fine. It's not Denver. It's Golden, Colorado. It's right outside of Denver. It's close. Enjoy your bourbon, Chris. Yeah, I got to run here too. I'm looking at it. It's about 8 o'clock. These guys, they have a schedule. They have me on a schedule, and I that's why they're in here bugging me right now, right, Ronald? By the way, Bronco's other name is Ronald or Ronnie or Ron. And Goose and Daphne, they have me on a schedule for when we go outside. Do you want to go outside? Goose, you want to go outside? I'm trying to get him to come up here and say hi. Like, this dog jumps up. Like, he's almost knocked me out of my chairs on conference calls. People at work love it. Good chat too, Whitty. I think I'm gonna wrap it up because he's telling me, you want to say goodbye to the people? Come here. Come here. Who's he got? I think I almost got him to do it. Say, come here. Freaking dog. Anyway, I just want to wrap it up by saying thank you again, every single one of you. We're going to start doing this. I think I'm going to do this once a month and do it kind of like a mail call thing, like what I've ordered in, and then I could share with you, kind of give you a preview of the videos. Maybe that's not a good thing. And then we'll have an allocated whiskey every month that we'll try out. Maybe I was thinking about doing, like, for the live stream, doing a giveaway of a sample of an allocated whiskey. But the problem is my luck is the person I'm going to draw is going to be like 16 years old. I'm going to piss somebody's dad off when they get a sample of Bland's, and they get or a sample of Stag. They get their kid drunk. That's all I need. Shane, thank you so much for joining, and thank you for chatting, and thank you for putting on the Midwest Bushcraft Show. If you didn't know, Shane and Jason put on the Midwest Bushcraft Show, and Shane, in general, is a great dude. Check out his channel. Check out the Bushcraft Show. With that, I think I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. It's been 2 hours already. I can't believe it. I'm getting a little hungry. It's going to go upstairs and make some meat and broccoli, and let the dogs outside, and we're just going to have a good night. Maybe I'll have another. I always say this. Maybe I'll have one more drink. Next thing I know, it's midnight. I'm watching videos on properties and off-grid properties in Oklahoma that I'm looking at. Hey, I can afford that. Anyway, I just want to say thank you to every single one of you. Please help me get to that 5,000 subscriber mark, because when I do, I'm going to be opening that 1995 vintage Wild Turkey 101 on stream, testing it out, and then. Maybe I've been thinking about maybe that stream will be kind of like a group stream. Like I'll invite some people out to a park or something. Trying to come up with the ideas for that. But I'm going to try to do a live stream once a month. Also, at least once or twice a month, because I know most of you joined for this. So I look at reviews. I'm going to do more knives because I freaking love knives, and I didn't know how the videos would go on them. But you guys seem to like them too. So we're going to do more knives, and that just gives me more excuse to buy more knives. And I'm going to do more park stuff and more other stuff. I'm just really excited. This has been a freaking fantastic first year. I've learned a ton about doing YouTube, and I've learned what I want to do in the future. And I've also got to know some of you guys, and that you guys are all great. It's my regular commenters, my regular subscribers, and those who are just joining for today. Thank you so much. But with that, I got 3 dogs, and watch. I'm gonna throw a chaos grenade. Hey guys, do you want to go outside and go get some treats? Bronco, you want to get some treats? You want to go outside and get some Goose? And with that, from me and Goose, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. We're gonna go outside and get them some treats, get me some dinner, and I will see you guys again. We're going to wrap it up on close only, counts and horseshoes and hand grenades. You're darn right, Randy. We're gonna wrap it up on that. And thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys again soon. All right, guys, let's go get some treats.